Fraud in Dixon by Jose Rivera. In the small town of Dixon, Illinois, in 1990, the largest municipal fraud scheme started to unravel, and it was all due to Rita Cromwell, the town's controller, who in 20 years funneled over $53 million worth of funds. Due to the conflict of interest present, Rita was allowed to derive personal benefit due to the actions that she made within her official capacity. This conflict of interest was furthermore accentuated when the lack of oversight from responsible parties on the accountant's part, leadership, and appointed officials led to illegal activity and illegal practices on Rita's part, which allowed her to accept the risk which was present due to the fact that she was using her position of power to influence her personal gain. The fraud in this case was furthermore encouraged by accounting firm Clifton Gunderson, who decided to not only manage the accounts of Rita, of her personal accounts, but also the accounts of the town. And in doing so, uh, ignored their professional responsibilities. Responsible for this also is the city of Dixon and the leadership, which allowed one person to have full control of all finances within the financial procedures of the town. And last but not least was Fifth Third Bank, who allowed Rita to create accounts while understanding that large portions of monies was being transferred from those created accounts to Rita's personal accounts. The inadequate oversight was furthermore accentuated when the absence of situational awareness by key decision makers led to the disregard of responsibilities and abandonment of facts, which became very evident as the prosecution at the end of this situation saw that even purchase orders were missing headers, were missing titles, and were basically fraudulent. Uh, and this resulted in a lack of oversight that led to the acceptance of documents that were blatantly doctored, which further encouraged the fraud committed by Rita Cromwell. The institutional negligence in this case was astounding, as the town did not have any separation of duties, and responsible for all financial aspects of the town was Rita. Um, this was also brought to the forefront as a neighboring town of Dixon with similar statistics showed that they were working on a surplus while Dixon was working on a deficit, and this was ignored. The institutions in charge of auditing, also reporting and managing transfer of finances, all turned the cheek to the ethical duties they had to the clients, and this case being the town of Dixon. The reason the cross-functionality of this case was in question was that Dixon employed city workers that had little general knowledge of accounting practices, and Rita was the subject matter expert. Um, any discussion that was had as far as finances, Rita was the one handling it, and there was a no question policy, which basically went within the circle of leaders of the town, and even to the point where the actual experts uh, conceded to her persona and disregarded their professional responsibilities, ignoring the red flags present. In this case, the ethics in question are the advancement of an individual's personal agenda, as Rita Cromwell built an empire of horse farms and breeding operations with stolen taxpayer dollars. Disregard for the duties of the stakeholders, which in this town are the citizens of Dixon. In this case, are the citizens of Dixon. And then the lack of accountability and responsibility for all parties involved in monitoring and auditing what was going on with the finances of the town. Proposed solutions for this case, number one, is a separation of duties. So no individual has the power to write the checks, account for them, and log the transactions. Second would be the integration of a community entity or a community board uh, who overlooks infrastructure spend and prevents from large expenditures going unnoticed. And then a strategic and independent internal audit system that adheres to generally accepted accounting principles.